Assalamualaikum and a very good mornings. Today my teams will present about the Lab 3 Human Machine Interface HMI system. So my team is Muhammad Amar Fiki bin Rosli, next Muhammad Razin bin Rozali and Muhammad Shukran Afiq bin Abdul Aziz. So for the learning outcome for this task is design program for HMI touchscreen panel using an HMI software. Design PLC Ladder Diagram program that can be linked to an HMI touchscreen panel. And finally, for the learning outcome is demonstrate PLC HMI program simulation for discrete manufacturing industry, such as sorting system and process industry, such as liquid level control system applications. So for the task 1, procedure is the system operation sequence is when the start push button is pressed, the motor of the conveyor will start moving. Next, the presence of each object will be detected by a photoelectric sensor at station 1 and the conveyor is stopped temporarily for 3 seconds for stamping process. If a metal of object is detected by an inductive sensor, the conveyor is stopped for 3 seconds and an electro-pneumatic cylinder X is activated to sort the object to its dedicated box. So the next procedure is if a non-metal object is detected by a capacitive sensor, the conveyor is also stopped for 3 seconds and electro-pneumatic cylinder Y is activated to sort the object to its dedicated box. And finally, the operation is repeated until the stop button is pressed. So here the figure of the sorting system. So I will show the CS programmer and the HMI CS designer. So I will run this process. Okay, we need to wait for a while. So here is the CX designer that I'll be made. So when the start push button will press, then we release back. So as we can see, the relay snapping process for the normally closed object X normally closed and object Y normally closed will be energized, and the conveyor also will be moved and energized. Alright, next, when the photoelectric sensor will detect, it will detect for the 3 seconds and then it will go to the stamping process. Next, when the stamping process will running, it will stamping the object for the object X or object Y for the 3 seconds, also for the 3 seconds. So when detect the inductive sensor, so the conveyor will stop for the 3 seconds and the object X will be sorting out into the bins, into its categories. So next, when the capacitive sensor will detect the metal, so it will detect, so the conveyor will stop for the 3 seconds, and so in the 3 seconds, the object will be sorted to into the bins. So as we can see, so finally, to stop the whole system, we need to press back the stop push button. Then, as we can see, the ladder diagram will show the whole circuit will be de-energized and will be stop functions. So that's all for the first task. For the second task, the procedure is the system operation sequence is when the start push button is pressed, the system is activated. Next, the liquid level in the tank is low. If the liquid level in the tank is low, the inlet valve will be open as to let the fresh liquid to flow into the tanks. Outlet valve is closed. So next, when the liquid rises and reach its high level in the tanks, the inlet valve will be closed and the outlet valve is open to start flowing the liquid out from the tanks. The operation is repeated until the stop button is pressed. So we'll three task 2. So I will start to show the task 2, the diagram. And the HMI for the task 2. So for the HMI task 2, we need to wait first. Okay. Okay, I will show about we need to set the lower level of the tanks that will be the minimums level of water level. So I will set it for maybe tens. So for the upper level, for the maximum level in the tanks, I will set for 100. So here. So first of all, for make the ladder diagram functional wholly, so we need to press the start button. And as we can see, for the first, the tank is really empty because we start the process first, and we need to wait until it's reached to 100. So as we can see, at the 1 second clock, it will fill 1 seconds for the one value in the tanks. It means the clock time for fill one value is 1 seconds. So from the zero, from the empty tanks to reach the 100, it will need takes 100 seconds. It means 1 minute and 40 seconds to fill the tanks. So we need to wait. So the pump will flow the water into the tanks until it reach to the maximum value of the tanks. Okay, as we can see, when the tank is full of water, the water pump will automatically stop to flow the water to insert to flow into the tanks. So after that, to make the flow out from the tanks, we need to inspect the valve. But in the real life, the valve have a sensor, a transmitter level sensor, to make the water flow out from the tanks. So the tanks, so the water will flow until it reach to the tanks, maybe cm or meter. So the water will flow out, also the same value for the 1 seconds for every value, for each value. Alright, to make the whole system stop, we need to push back the stop push button, then we release it back. So we need to wait until it reaches to the 10. So that's all from me. Thank you.